Like, every so often my memory will come back to me. It's like a mesh of just tangled wires up in there. The hamster is running on his wheel on caffeine. Just to try and remember a small detail. It's like, I remembered one thing. Now you can take a rest for the rest of the day. Selective memory, kind of. Except I'm not the one selecting it. It's just random selective memory. Like, here's something that's completely unimportant. What about math? Nah, you don't need math today. You'll forget all about math. But I need math today. I need to figure out how much this thing costs. No, not today. You're going to completely forget about your multiplication tables, division, all of it. But you will remember this one thing from 20 years ago. Crystal clear. I don't want it too bad. That's what you're remembering today. Oh. There we go. Just like YouTube recommendations, yet you watch one thing once, and now it's just flooded with unrelated things. I just needed to learn how to put this one thing together. The pipes burst. It was just one YouTube guide, one how-to video on how to repair a broken pipe. Well, now all you get are videos about broken pipes. Automaton is here! Hey, how are you doing? Wait a minute, Automaton Creature 2? What happened to the original? No, we were just talking about you a couple hours ago, discussing Ni no Kuni and the different characters that are different people I named after characters. Other way around, different characters I named after people. Ah, yes, she got an upgrade. Always good to keep up to date with your technology. You accidentally locked yourself out of your first account. Yeah, I've done that before. I swear I've got a couple of accounts on Epic, maybe? It might be Epic, or there's some other service. It might be Uplay, where I have an old account that I got myself locked out of because I can't remember the password. Can't even remember the email address I used for it. Ah, it turns out you didn't. You've just been using that one for so long, might as well. Yeah, might as well. Now you're just known as Automaton Creature 2. 2.0. Bigger, better, faster, stronger. Can't believe that. Wait, was it Kanye West who did an adaptation of, or not an adaptation, a remix of that song? Or at least sampled it for one of his songs? It's like, no, you don't mess with Daft Punk. The original was perfect. With a rocket arm, yeah, there you go. Oh, what's his name? Frankie. Frankie from One Piece. Going full Frankie. I mean, there's that selective memory again. Haven't watched One Piece in years, and I remember the robot name. Although that said, I think Frankie is one of my favorite characters, him and Brooke. Oh, it's it's so addicting. It's frustrating at times, but it's addicting. Because you always want to go for just one more. Just one more game. Been going for about 7.5 hours now, and I feel no signs of needing to stop. It may be a problem. I may have a legitimate problem. Oh, did you know? What did they think of One Piece? This is one of those games that's a surprise hit, up there with Among Us. Among Us even more surprising, because that game was actually out for 2 years, I believe, before it finally hit cult status. But yeah, this game came out of nowhere. Apparently there was a beta for a while, some people jumped in on that. If you join the beta, you get a Crash Test Dummy skin. I missed out on. But day one when it came out, I played it for probably half the day. Uploaded a single video for it on YouTube. And then ever since then, I'm confident in saying I've put a couple hundred hours into the game. Oh, you've been playing a lot of Among Us? See, I don't know how well I'd do in Among Us, because that game's all about being able to deceive people and lie with talent. I don't know how good of a liar I am. Maybe I am? I mean, back in high school, I was known to be able to sell snow to an Eskimo. Just because I probably shouldn't admit this, but there are certain people that I knew back in high school that I sold things to that I upped the price on by quite a bit. Like I bought something at, I think it was a Spencer's. They saw me wearing it. It was just a bracelet, just some stupid little bracelet. They saw me with it. They thought it was cool. They asked to buy it. I said, "No, you know what? I'm not going to sell it to you. I like it too much." Until eventually they offered about 20 bucks for it. This is a bracelet I got for $5. Then I proceeded to sell that same bracelet, I bought a couple more of them, to a few other people's for a very similar price. Had the school board known about that, I probably would have been suspended. Because they weren't really keen on you selling stuff at school. Then back in... I'm not telling that story, never mind. But needless to say, back in middle school, there's also a few other things that I sold that probably shouldn't have sold. People bought them up, but probably could have gotten in trouble for. Nothing illegal. Don't get your mind in the gutter like that. Wasn't anything illegal, but just something that probably shouldn't have been sold. No, screw it. I sold old candy. Old Halloween candy. There. I was... It's so stupid! Thinking back to it now, it's so stupid. Back in middle school, I was still trick-or-treating in middle school, yes. Other people had, I guess, grown out of it. They weren't doing it no more. I went trick-or-treating one year. I had a big old bag of candy, and I was just flat out selling it to my classmates. Like, I had Ziploc bags of candy that I was selling them. They were buying them. They were buying Halloween candy from me that I'd picked up the day or week before. It's terrible. I feel guilty about it. I'm laughing. But I feel terrible about it. So, as to how good I'd be at lying on Among Us, I have no idea. Could I sell people on the fact that I'm not a killer? I don't know. Oh, I feel bad about that back in middle school. But there was a buyer's market. People were buying the candy. Who was I to deny them Halloween candy? Oh god, that's terrible. I feel worse about that than I do selling those people those bracelets in high school. It was decent candy. I mean, it wasn't like king size. It was like the snack size, the stuff you'd get from regular houses trick-or-treating. Oh god, that's terrible. See, this is what I'm talking about being a streamer. I'm far more willing to open up than I am in my real life. Like, that's the type of thing that stays hidden. Well, not no more. Alright, so down to the final couple of layers. Time to start strategizing how to cut people off and paths I need to take. No, stay away. This is my island. I got the timing wrong on that. I had that one. There were so many platforms over there that I could have worked with, and then jumped over to the next platform. I need to get the timing on this down. I've got the timing on Hexagon, I don't have the timing on Thin Ice yet. Wait, what? Also, Among Us is on Switch, or it's coming to Switch. And apparently, according to TUI, it premiered just now, so I guess it's just now on Switch. Nice. That is so interesting that the game just like popped in, or just came into popularity just randomly one day. What streamer was it that propelled that game? Because you have to know it was a streamer. You've already bought it twice? Yeah. I've been watching Up Up Down Down, which is a bunch of wrestlers. Kofi Kingston. No, not Kofi Kingston. Austin Creed. It's Austin Creed, Adam Cole, Cesaro, and who's the fourth person? Tyler Breeze. 4 wrestlers who play a lot of it on their Twitch channel and on YouTube. And they've had people like Grand Pooh Bear on there too. So it's a very fun game to watch, but I have no idea how well I'd play it. For me, it's just one of those spectator games. Kind of similar to Jackbox. Very much a spectator game. Don't know how... Because, what is it? It's not Quiplash. There's another game in the Jackbox Party Pack that's all about deceiving people. But I have no idea how good I'd be at that. But it looks fun. It's fun to watch people play. Moist Critical is who got you into it. I remember the name Critical, I don't know Moist Critical. I'm assuming that's a different person? No idea who that is. But yeah, it's definitely a good streamer game, if you can get the right group together. 'Cause I've seen pub games that are very hard to manage, because you might end up with people who go by completely different rule sets. Oh, it is the same person. Cool. So I do know of Critical. But yeah, Among Us, there's so many different rule sets, like whether or not you can talk in the lobby. Some people mute their microphones, some don't. Some people, like, say you can't mention certain activities you're doing, because if someone is new to the game, they may not know what is where. So it puts them at a disadvantage, but yeah, it's definitely a fun spectator game. Once you've played it enough or seen it enough, though, I feel like you get really good at it. Primarily because you know exactly where all the specific tasks and activities are. So you can just flat out lie and say, oh yeah, I was on the right side doing this, or I was on the left side doing wires. If I were to try and claim wires on the right, well, they automatically know I was lying. You play it at break on work? On break at work? Yeah, that's another good thing about the game, is that it's very quick, too. Like, you're looking at a game like Fall Guys, a game can last anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes 20. I don't think I've ever seen a game last more than 18 minutes. But you can get some quick ones, about 10 minutes. Among Us, depending on who you're against, it can go down in under 5. If you catch the killers quick enough. Yeah, you can get good, but some random lobbies can mess with you. Yeah, that's what I've seen. And apparently, I think they're supposed to be... Either they introduced a new map recently, or they're fixing to drop a new map. I think it's a spaceship, if I'm not mistaken. That looks massive. You keep getting a glitch where you die as you report the body. Huh. That's weird. Is that only on a certain platform, or do you get that... Because you said you own it on 2 different platforms. Do you see that glitch on both, or is it just the one? See, that's another thing. I feel like I'm very easily deceived. I can get gaslit so hard, so easily. I feel like if someone were to lie to me, I'm like, yeah, I believe you. Absolutely. You were just in the room when the body dropped? You know what? I believe you. Was it a glitch? Yeah, you know what? I believe you. This person didn't do it. The body just fell. Okay, there's a new mechanic that I'm not aware of that you can go into the grates. Ah, I didn't know that. Well, clearly this person knows more about the game than I do, so they're not the killer. I would be such a terrible player. Okay, now, just going back to this real quick. One of my favorite new levels, primarily because this takes me back to Mario Sunshine. This map right here is quintessential those side challenge rooms in Mario Sunshine, where you lose all of your jetpack abilities, your flood machine, and all you're left with is just platforming around. That is what this level is, and I love it. So you get it on mobile. Ah. How much is it on mobile, out of curiosity? Because I think on Steam it's $5, which is fairly cheap. I imagine on mobile it's a little bit cheaper, because mobile versions of games tend to be a couple dollars less than their PC counterparts. They're absolutely a fun. Loved them. I wasn't great at them back in the day, especially... There was one... Oh my god, there was one level in Sunshine that just wrecked me every single time I tried to play it. Like, I think I went for 100% in Sunshine, but there was one level stopping me from doing it. 2 levels. One was the pachinko machine. Screw the pachinko machine. I know exactly where that pachinko machine is. It's right above the boat ferry. You have to jump upwards. You have to do a double jump off the wall up into the underside of the bridge to get to it. Screw that pachinko machine. But then there was another 3D platformer level that I just couldn't get to. Oh, $2 on mobile, see? I had a feeling it was going to be cheaper. That's actually probably worth getting. Although you said that there are glitches on the mobile, so... have to deal with that as well. Also, another one of my favorite levels. Oh, this is actually the first time we've seen this today. It's time to find out if the golden rings have been nerfed, because they've been 5 points before. Well, I guess we're not finding out that way. And the devs mentioned that they thought that the golden ring was too powerful in this map, and they wanted to nerf it down to 3, so I'm very curious to see if it has gone down. So it's either free on mobile or $2 with no ads. I think it'd be worth the $2. I mean, it's a very simple game, but you can put hundreds of hours into it probably, especially if you can find the right group. I don't think they're making that, right? Oh, you jerk baseball. Alright, time to find out if Golden Ring's been nerfed. You latency-ridden guy. I was through that first. That is one issue with this map, is that there are latency issues. If you go through the same ring as someone else at the same time, doesn't necessarily mean you got there first. I'm being sniped every which way. Yeah, this map is definitely harder when you have a lot of people. You have everyone racing for the exact same ring. Nope, he's got... Okay, I'm gonna have to hope that baseball doesn't get this one. Alright, he quit. He went for something else. There we go. Like, I don't know if I can show you this. Maybe after this round ends, I have a record of like 6 seconds on this map. It's insane. Although I don't, again, with the PS4 streaming, I don't know if I can go to my PS4 main menu to go to that. It might do that blue pop-up thing. Yeah, Nintendo lag is terrible. Like, you would think now that they're actually charging for Nintendo Online, they'd be able to make it better, but it doesn't seem like it. Okay, baseball qualified even though he was at 2, which means he got 5 points from that ring, so the rings have not been nerfed. They're still at 5 points. Now we know. There are 3 points in the sliding slalom game that's new, but there's still 5 points here. Okay, thin ice again. I need to master the timing on these. It's not the same as hexagon. Starting out, it's just all about random movements. There's a strategy I wanted to do early on of just making pit traps, going around in circle, melting the ice to the point where there's a bunch of small little pit holes that people could fall in, but it took way too much time and too much focus to do that, that I wasn't paying attention to the rest of the field. And a lot of other sections became neglected with a lot of high platforms on them. Better to just run around as much as possible. And then once it gets down to one layer, then you start strategizing. Like right here. Maybe not. Wasn't able... Ooh, Rainbow Man is a grabber. Not cool. Okay. No! That scout! Boo that scout! He took that platform that I was gonna jump on. He melted it. That was mine. Ooh, that's a nice banner. I like that one. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can go to my PlayStation menu real quick. Because there's one win at Hoopsie Legends that I am very proud of. Let's see what it does. Okay. Does the PS4 allow me to go? It does not. It shows that screen. Well, so much for that. I was really hoping to show off this 6-second win. Nope, it doesn't show up. Okay, well, too bad. I'll have to upload that to Twitter or something. But no, it was a couple days ago I got a 6-second win at Hoopsie Legends. Apparently the record is like 4 seconds, so I came close. But yeah, going back that, Nintendo just recently started with the Switch starting charging for online, which they've been doing it for years where their netcode isn't exactly the best. Like, how is the netcode on Smash? Because I think that would be the true test. Because you can really test a console or a game's latency issues on fighting games. That's where it really comes down to needing zero latency. Some games can get away with it. Like you're thinking like turn-based games, they're fine. Doesn't matter if the netcode's perfect. But fighting games demand it. Oh, you haven't played Smash in a while? Ah. That's, like, for me, Smash was kind of one of those games that's like, as soon as Banjo-Kazooie gets announced for Smash, I'm buying a Switch. Banjo-Kazooie got announced for Smash, still need to buy a Switch. Their internet is terrible in Splatoon 2. What happened to Splatoon 2? I feel like that game just fell off the radar for everyone. Like, no one's talking about that no more. That and ARMS. It's like ARMS was built up as this big game, and then ARMS who? The only switch you've done is for Pokemon? Yeah, Pokemon's not really the type of game that requires great internet, I'd say. So you're probably fine there. You prefer Splatoon 1. What exactly did they add differently in Splatoon 2? Because Splatoon 2, it didn't, aside from the story mode that they added, it didn't seem like they changed much. Out of the DLC characters, you like Terry the most? Terry is King of Fighters, correct? Terry, oh, what is his last name? It's Terry, it's not Terry McGinnis. Terry McGinnis is Batman Beyond. What is his last name? Oh my god, I can't think of his last name. And I love how my brain just went straight to Batman Beyond. It is King of Fighters, okay. Terry Bogard. Ah, right. They changed up the specials and added a couple new modes. Okay. So what exactly makes it worse than the original? Are some of the mechanics not as good, or did they nerf a bunch of things? You can't even remember. That's fine. Haven't played it in a year. So aside from Among Us, what other games have you been playing? I want that crocodile. I need to... You know what? After this game ends, I'm looking at the DLC store. I want to see if that crocodile is a premium. Because I want that crocodile. He reminds me too much of the Donkey Kong Crocs. Which I never did look up what those guys' names were. Kremlings. No, that was out of my mind. It wasn't even close to being on my tongue. The Kremlings. Oh, Overwatch, nice. I played that, 2 years ago? I think the last time I touched Overwatch was when they added Brigitte. I really hope I'm saying her name right. Because there was a bit of controversy on how to pronounce her name. It's Bridget. Her name's Bridget. No, it's Brigitte. And the voice actor came out to announce how to pronounce it. Okay, so apparently you cannot dive when you're making that jump, because I was spamming square. And I have noticed in the past that it doesn't seem to register completely, so once you're in the air on that final jump, unless you take that ramp, I just went through the same ring twice! Fun! No, I was not going to do it again. Yeah, so unless you go through or go off the ramp, you cannot dive after you've done this right here. Which I guess is fair. It prevents people from not taking the slide and still getting the golden ring. You're gonna get back into Xenoblade Chronicles 2 soon. Nice. That's one of the games on Switch and Wii U that I kind of regret. Well, I have a massive backlog of RPGs anyways, but it looks like one of those games that's a lot of fun that I would love to try. Because the monsters in that game are massive. Wait, hold on. Steve is the only DLC character you have any prior experience with, not counting Banjo, because only watched playthroughs of his game. You've never played Banjo-Kazooie? Dude, you're missing out. That is quintessential 3D platforming. What's funny about that, though, is that when he was announced, I think it was... Oh my god, his name's escaping my brain. The dev for Smash Brothers, not Iwata. I can't think of his... The developer for Smash actually came out and said that for those wanting to play Banjo-Kazooie, it's available on the Xbox. Oh man, Banjo's so good. The music in that game? Grant Kirkhope. Love him. I have literally purchased games solely because Grant Kirkhope was a composer. I am not joking. I bought Snake Pass primarily because Grant Kirkhope was the composer. Didn't care about the game. I just wanted to do it because his music was in there. Oh, you should totally play Banjo, though. It's on the 360 as well as the Xbox One. What they should do, because of the fact that they're porting over so many different Xbox games over to Steam, they should absolutely port over Banjo-Kazooie to Steam. Introduce an entire different audience to the game. Not like they're doing anything else with Rare. Cough, cough. Oh, no, you know what? They're bringing back Perfect Dark, aren't they? That was an original Rare title. They're bringing back Perfect Dark. But no, they should totally, like, put the remaster of Banjo-Kazooie on Steam. Don't worry about nuts and bolts. That game can, you know, go off and have its own fun somewhere else. But put 1 and 2 on Steam. Yeah, I'm not making this, not if I had a long mile. Yeah, the 64 and the GameCube controllers, a little bit of an abomination, not gonna lie. Don't know who they were thinking of when they designed those. But no, they should absolutely port those over. That needs to be done. Man, now you got me wanting Banjo-Kazooie on Steam. I mean, they ported over Voodoo Vince. That was an original Xbox game. Alright. I want to see if that skin is available as a premium. Do I have to pay money for Crocodile? Sorry for the blue screen. Is Crocodile a premium? Or was he something I just completely missed out on? No. Season 3 is a penguin, a snowman, and a ski outfit. That's it. So when did I miss the Crocodile? How did I miss the Crocodile? Don't tell me that Crocodile was an early unlock for Crown Rank, because then I'll be upset that it's glitched. Like, I know they said they'd patch it later this week. It's my Godzilla. They said they'd look into patching it later this week to award people who had a higher Crown Rank the earlier tiers. But man, I want Crocodile. Yeah, a lot of people love the PS5 controller. I think it'd be an improvement. Honestly, I think it's an improvement over the PS4, primarily because I said this from the start as soon as I got the PS4. I am not a fan of how start and select or start and share are kind of indented into the controller. Because you have to readjust when you want to press those buttons. As opposed to the PS3 where they were protruding. They were a lot easier to press. In order to press the option or share button on the PS4, you have to kind of tilt your finger to the side a little bit to narrow it. How did you do that? How did you break 2 PS4 controllers? Like, I've gotten mad at games before. I got mad at Fall Guys a couple weeks back. But I don't know if I could break a controller out of rage. I can drop them. I've absolutely done that. I've dropped them on the ground plenty of times. And I've screwed up the wires, the charging cables. How do you break a controller? Like, personally, I feel like controllers these days are too much. You're just looking at like $60 for a replacement. As much as I get angry, I'm not willing to spend $60 to replace a controller for my anger. Oh, you have a see-through controller? Nice. Oh, from overuse. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, my that I've had... In that case, I have 2 broken PS3 controllers from overuse very similarly. The left analog stick... Really? The left analog stick drifts to the point where I can not be pressing a button and my character will just be inching forward ever so slightly. Every so often I'll have to recenter the left stick. One controller had that problem. I tried to go in and adjust it via a YouTube tutorial on how to fix your drifting stick, and ended up making things worse to the point where I had to just buy a brand new one. Yeah, apparently the rumble in the PS4 controller is supposed to work like the Switch controller was supposed to, i.e. haptic feedback and all of that. Only one game that I'm aware of from the Switch, and that's 1-2 Switch, took advantage of that. They touted that feature on the Switch controller of haptic feedback and all of that, the HD rumble. I don't think any game outside of launch titles and 1-2 Switch did that. So it'll be interesting to see if the exact same thing happens on the PS5, or if developers actually take advantage of that new rumble feature. But we'll see. You had to stick cardboard in for a temporary fix. Yeah, one of the guides I read actually said put a piece of Scotch tape to fix a drifting controller. Tried that, didn't work, made it worse. Now I just have another PS3 controller that I use on my computer every so often that has a slight drift on Steam games. But recently I've actually been using the PS4 controller on PC, which works so much better. No drift. I should just box up the PS3 controller, put that in the box with the rest of the PS3 stuff. So, I feel like, you know what, I'm looking this up, because I'm very curious about that crocodile skin. Oh, what? It's been available since August? So apparently... I missed... Wait, hold on. Apparently I missed a featured shop item back in August when they released the crocodile. Either that or the Google result was wrong, but top Google result was back in August. Well then, here I am waiting for it to reappear in the cycle then. Because they've recently been putting a bunch of old special skins on the regular rotation, the daily rotation. I want the crocodile. I'm jealous. It's not often I get jealous of a skin. Oh nice, you got your first tattoo? What is it? Gotta know. Gaming related? Personal related? What is it? No. I mean, obviously you don't have to tell the backstory to it, but I'm very curious what it is. For some people, tattoos are extremely personalized with a deep backstory they don't like sharing, so if it's like that, then feel free to not share it, but yeah, very curious as to what it is. Alistair from Has Been Hotel. I have no idea who that is. Okay, so it's a... Oh, I think I've seen that before from... Yeah. Yeah, I've seen clips on Imager of Has Been Hotel. I had no idea that's what it was. Well, that's cool. Now, which one is Alistair? Let's see. Okay, nice. Now, here's a question. Did you get it like a chibi version? Did you get it colored? Like how... Because one of the things I'm looking into is getting certain tattoos, but it's hard to find someone that you can find that's able to do certain detailed work. So how detailed did they end up doing it? On your right shoulder, nice. It's like, how detailed did it end up doing the tattoo? And was it in color, or... Because I've heard color will fade a lot quicker than black and white, or just black ink. Which has been my thing, because I've been wanting to get a color tattoo, but... If you have to get it touched up every so often, every couple years, then it's a lot harder. Full color, high detail. Wow. So a half body. Okay, this red guy needs to really just back up. Go troll someone else. Oh. I don't think we're gonna qualify. This red bean. Need to turn him into red bean paste. But no, red bean is really good at harassing. Good on you. He's done his job. Now, if we can get one good hit, we might be able to still qualify. It's all up to whether or not we can get a couple of good hits from those boxing gloves. No, we're not making it. Kudos on that red bean for his harassment. He did a good job. Oh, your brother has a couple tattoos? Nice. Like, I'm the only one in my family who has tattoos. And even then, it's still only 2. I forgot to quit in time. Which is funny, because my family actually refers to me as a quote-unquote tattoo guy. Like, I got 2 tattoos. I know people with full body tattoos, and I'm a tattoo guy for having 2. No, tattoos are the new norm. Yeah, you're a bit on tattoos? Well, I mean, they're not for everyone, but it's like, they're not as taboo as they once were. But yeah, people have various reasons. Like, they may not want to soil their body. They may not like... I know people who don't like needles, who absolutely avoid tattoos because of that. Some people don't want them because they just don't have any, like, artistic idea of what they want on their body. There's nothing that speaks to them to the point where they want that on their body permanently. But yeah, it's not nearly as taboo as it once was. You still probably shouldn't get a tattoo on your face, but they're still not as taboo. Oh yeah, that's a good point. If you got them like lower on your arms, you might get cut up. Well, that's why I chose to get one that's like at a certain angle on my arms, where long sleeves would still cover them up. So if you wear long sleeves, you might be fine getting them lower. I do know that for the first month or so, you have to take extra care of them. my neck. You get too hot with long sleeves. Well, now would be the perfect time to do it. Wintertime. Actually, depending on where you live. Because if you live deep in the south, even though it is wintertime, long sleeves still would burn you up. I think there was snow recently in Florida, wasn't there? I saw some memes about that. Like the Dave Chappelle crack cocaine thing of, hey, y'all got any more of that snow? But yeah, very rare for the deep south to get snow. Colorado, yep, that makes sense. That's why you want to avoid the long sleeves. Never wear long sleeves in a desert. Oh my goodness. Stunted jump. There we go. Not happy that I wasn't top 10, but at least I made it. So if you did get a tattoo, to get one of the Final Fantasy XIV characters in the order you chose them, Paladin, Black Mage, Dark Knight, Red Mage, Gunbreaker. That's an interesting choice. Would you get them like they are in the game, or would you try and get them like custom designed? Like with a little twist to them. I know certain people have gotten stuff similar to that, like based on games, and then they've done something with a different artistic view to it, so it's original to them. While others prefer something more more akin to the original as it was, just to stay true to the game. I'm trying to think of one. There was one game that had various icons for different classes, and I remember seeing someone get various tattoos that were recognizable enough where they were that that class from the game, but they were unique enough where they were still original. I'm trying to think of what that game was. What was that? It might have been Final Fantasy, thinking back. No, I think it was Pokemon. It was a different type. What are they called? The different types in Pokemon. It was like a couple of. I forget what it's called in Pokemon. Oh, it's absolutely. That's what I love about this game. Tetris 99. Mario 99. It's all about being number one, just continuing until each other person's eliminated. PUBG. They started it, and now other games are just following along. They created a genre. What is it called in Pokemon, the different types? Is it just called types? I think it might just be called types in Pokemon. I'm trying to think of it like a more complex word, but it might just be types. Ah, so you came up with different, like, role-playing reasons why you switch classes. So that's nice. So each one has a deeper meaning. You think it's just types? Yeah. Here I am trying to overcomplicate things, when in reality, my memory's fine. Like, you have all these other games that come up with special words and terminology for what a type is. In Pokemon, no, we're just going to keep it simple. We're just going to refer to them as types. Grass type. Ghost type. So they actually introduced quite a few levels this season. I think it was about 20 originally in Season 1, then they added 4 more in Season 2, then they added another one in Season 2 mid-season, and today they launched 7 new ones. So I think they're up to 32, somewhere around there, about that level. 32 levels. And of those 7, we have seen 6 of them many times. One of which has been eluding us for the past 8 hours. We've only seen once. We've seen Snowy Scrap a lot. Like, that is our most seen level today. It has to be. I want someone to do a counter. Anyone who's watched this video, because I'm gonna be uploading this to YouTube, I've decided. Anyone who's watched this video, count the number of times that Snowy Scrap has shown up. I feel like it's shown up more than the other one, than that first race. Uh-oh, one of our teammates is laggy. I saw him teleport backwards. I would love to see how many times this has popped up as opposed to the other levels. I mean, it's got great music, I love that. But my god, just give me Penguin more often, please. Come on, aim for the box. Get the ball to the box. No! Why would you push it away? The box is our friend. Fine. We're going away. We'll go for those boxes over there. No. Fine. Blue can have it too. We'll share in the spotlight. Oh my god, yellow is really down at 35? I'm sorry for them. Ah, that's the backstory for why you changed them. Okay. Now, do you have to... Now, here's the thing. Can you switch classes on the fly in Final Fantasy XIV, or do you have to create brand new characters each time? Like, is there a respec option? Well, see, that's awesome, being able to create your own backstory like that. Like, that's what makes RPGs so great. I mean, tabletops, role-playing games, you know, ones you do in-game, they don't have to be limited to just the game's story itself. You can create your own backstory in your head. So, I'll read what Agent Pie said after this, but essentially, he's saying that his character could only do so much as one class, and then realized he needed to evolve and do something else, so he created new characters. That's great role-playing. And it gives deeper meaning to each of the characters you play. So each class has its own levels. I can't read the rest of that right now. Ah, you've never played Final Fantasy IV? Oh, me neither. I don't even remember... Outside of MapleStory, I don't remember the last time I played an MMO. Like, I played EverQuest and Guild Wars for a little bit, but I was never big into them. Bet you never played Final Fantasy XIV either, but it's great seeing... Like, even in EverQuest, I remember back in the day when EverQuest was big. There's a flashback for you. But when EverQuest was big, you had these people creating their own backstories for their characters, why they chose certain classes and types. It wasn't just limited to the in-game story, in-game quests. Oh, that was almost a screw-up. Down to 2, me and the horse. Please don't be a grabber. That's all I'm asking you. Have a respectful final. Me and you. Booyah, baby! Win number 255. Win 5 on the season. Respect to you, horse, for not being a grabber. Oh, that's cool. So as long as you aren't in battle, you can switch classes in Final Fantasy XIV at any time. That's actually a nice mechanic. I feel like more games should do that. Oh, we've unlocked the ugly sweater! I want to wear the ugly sweater. I am sorry, kitty, but I'm wearing the ugly sweater. Where is it? Get rid of the upper, because that's covering my torso. Ugly sweater, ugly sweater. Where is it? Where's ugly sweater? It's not under SW. It's gotta be somewhere else. There it is. It's called knitted. Yes, we have the ugly knitted sweater now. Now let's make it even worse. Okay, we gotta come up with a great color for ugly sweater. Oh, that's terrible. I love it. So Final Fantasy... Ooh, that one actually works well. Banana water? What is a good, ugly Christmas sweater? I mean, obviously you'd go for green and red, but... I feel like we can go out of the box for this. Oh, that's not bad. Fairy corn? But it's not ugly enough. Maybe I will go mineral. Because that's more of the classic Christmas sweater vibe. It's not green and red, but still. We're gonna do that for now. Until I find something better. I mean, this looks like a sweater. Oh, I think we found a new winner. Pumpkin is absolutely the ugliest sweater we have. So there are 4 tanks, 4 melee, 4 magic, 3 range, and 3 healers. That's an awesome mechanic that you can actually switch on the fly. And if you don't want to, you don't have to be a fighter. You can spend time crafting or gathering. Fun. So it gives you multiple options on how to play it. Yes, we can be a White Walker with an ugly sweater. I'm still wearing the rainbow pants, though. Unless... I mean, that's kind of nice. I kind of like that. Now, for one game, let's go full ugly sweater. We're doing it. Yas! That is perfect. I love it, it's ugly. What is that quote? I swear there's a quote from Despicable Me where they love that something is ugly and ferocious and absolutely disgusting, and it's disgusting. I love it. The weirdest things get me excited. But yeah, I feel like a bunch of other MMOs are like that too, where you don't always have to go fighting. There are other activities for you to do. So as long as you've unlocked the class, and you have the different weapons, and your inventory, you can change whenever. Nice. See, that would make sense to allow you, if you're able to switch on the fly, it would definitely require you... I hate that these people have crocodile heads and I don't. I want it. Every time I see that crocodile head, I want it. I almost feel like I would give up the kitty head for the croc head. But yeah, it makes sense that if you have the weapon, you'd be able to switch in a system that allows that. But they level up separately, apparently. So it's your weapons that level up, not your character? Is that how that works? So wait, is that how, oh, there's a game I played recently that's similar to that. Assassin's Creed Origins. As you play, you can actually level your weapons up to your level. So you can play with various different weapons, and then level up a crappy one you got at the very beginning of the game to your level near the end. So I guess that's how the weapon system works in that game? Think of it like class levels, okay. Well, that's like, okay. So kind of like Stardew Valley a little bit. In Stardew Valley, you had different classes based on what you did. You had a hunting class that could level up and unlock abilities. You had a farming class that could unlock certain abilities. You had mining, you had combat. And the more you did one specific task, the more you leveled up in that class. So if I'm reading that right, then in Final Fantasy XIV, the more you fight with a certain weapon and that specific weapon's class, the more you level up in the class. Okay. Am I completely off the ball on that one, or does that sound more or less correct? I could be making an entirely different game. I feel like I'm confident now in this map. Top 10. So if I could get Penguin a couple more times, I could... Oh, I hate that crocodile skin. I want it. If I could get Penguin a couple more times, I might be able to learn that to be confident in that. But so far, I'm confident, more or less, in this one. In the other race. In the one with all the fans. I'm confident in... Well, I'm not confident in the Katamari level that much, to be honest. Because that's more or less team-based. I'm confident in knowing that you want to aim towards the boxes. And then Thin Ice, I have a general idea how to go about that now. Can't say I'm gonna win it every time. But I have a general idea how to do it. And then Roll Off, again, general idea how to do it. Somewhat confident. feel like there might have been one more level I left out there. But no, we need to see Penguin more. One time is not nearly enough. So Paladin uses sword and shield. Warriors use axe. Dark Knight use greatsword. Zack uses fall. Gunbreaker use gunblade, okay. And then I'd assume that wizards use staff. Staffs and wands. Or staves and wands. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting system that Final Fantasy... I can understand why it keeps getting all this attention at E3 and those other shows. It's got a very lively player base that's constantly evolving, constantly adding new content. I look like I have a bald spot with this sweater. There's like nothing on the top. It's like texture everywhere but the very top. There's another MMO that gets a lot of attention too. It's the Elder Scrolls Online. Here it is again. Snowy Scrap. I get it. You've shown me Penguin once today. Is that all I'm getting? Just one Penguin? Right, they did have that Nier Automata crossover a while back, didn't they? Wasn't there also a crossover with Assassin's Creed at one point? Because I know that they did Final Fantasy in Assassin's Creed, because you could unlock a Chocobo camel. I liked Nier Automata. I wouldn't say I loved it. I only did a single playthrough. I didn't do Route B or C, which apparently means I played it wrong, because I didn't get to experience the entire thing, but I played through it once with Nier, or no, not Nier, with 2B, but I didn't play it with that one dude or the third character. So I feel like I missed out. Okay, yellow, back off. Back off. I know you want to be Mr. Peanut with that top hat and monocle, but you are not. Know your place. Go over there. Hang out with the rest of Yellow. Help them. Maybe if you decided to help Yellow as opposed to oppose Blue, your team might be doing a little bit better right now. Mr. Peanut. The Snowman. Oh, Assassin's Creed was for Final Fantasy 15, not 14. Okay. Yeah, I knew there was a crossover with Final Fantasy, I just wasn't entirely sure which one. I gotta see the whole game of Nier. I know that's the thing, I rented it from Gamefly, and I was like, okay, I experienced this, I played for an hour of the second character, I'm like, well, it's the same thing, just with a slightly different character, it's the same story and everything. So I ended up just giving up, and later I found out that, oh no, after a couple of hours, then it branches out, and then you get to experience something new, and then character number 3 is vastly different, so I guess I missed out. But no, I felt OP in Nier Automata. Like, I had a couple of things just following me around. Drones. The story is so good. I believe you, but I don't know, just playing through with a second character, it just felt like the exact same and I wasn't able to get into it. You accidentally overleveled. I think for me, I just ended up with too strong of gear. Because again, the drones that I had following me around were just destroying everything. Right, 2B was also in Soul Calibur. Oh, I feel so weird without my cat skin now. I'm just this naked, ugly sweater guy with a bald spot. So weird. I've put so many hours with the Gato Roboto skin. The only time I switched it up was for that one YouTube video for those 100 matches. And then back to cat. Which I felt like I could probably do a second time, the whole 100 skins thing, because they're introducing 30 new skins this season. Or over 30 new skins. And I came kind of short with the video, so around 60 or 70 I had to switch it up to different patterns as opposed to complete skin outfits. So you'd see the skeleton pattern without any clothes on, or you'd see the cross-section skin pattern. Alright, time to focus. Oh, I definitely need to get rid of these. Not allowing anyone up that high. That was still at level 9. Alright, down to level 3. Nope, that's at level 8, 7, 6, 3. Okay. Time to wreck their plans. Just go full chaos. That collision. I couldn't recover in time. I was going chaos, so were they. Darn. Wasn't seeing where I was... Actually, I was seeing where I was going. I wasn't looking where other people were. Should have veered slightly to the left there. Oh god, it looks even worse close up. And on Twitch, it's even a brighter orange. Like, on my screen, it's slightly faded. But on Twitch, it's nice and bright. Like a pumpkin spice latte. Really now. So there's apparently a part in the story recently for Final Fantasy XIV where you get to pilot a Gundam. Now I think they're going overboard. They're just throwing everything at the wall. Gundams in Final Fantasy? No. That's too much. I mean, it was bad enough when they put cars in there for Final Fantasy XV. Cars do not belong in Final Fantasy. You have airships. That's what you travel in. You hire Sid and he flies you around in an airship. Cars. Gundams. Actually, speaking of, In Final Fantasy XIV, there's got to be a Cid NPC that gives you quests, right? Like, is he the guy who gives you mounts? It was a shiny car! I'll give you that. It was a shiny car, and it had an awesome introduction song. Oh, what was... Oh, no. Oh, no. I can't remember the name of the song. I downloaded it. That's on my, like, playlist. That's my go-to playlist, and it's on it, and I can't remember the name of the song. Oh, that's terrible. Don't make me look it up. Come on, brain. Hamster, do your work. Run. Keep running in there. Stand by me. Son of a... Yep, that's it. That was a... I don't know who that... No, I know who that cover was. I got the song. It's on my playlist. I know who it was. But off the top of my head, I can't remember. But no, it wasn't the original Stand By Me. It was a good cover of it, though. In fact, I like the new cover better than the original. I'm gonna have to look it up. Oh my god, I hate that I have to do this. Where is it? Ben King? I think that's who it was. Let me see. Like, that's who I have on the playlist. Ugh! I have to look this up after this round. Sid is the one that invented quite a bit of the more technological stuff in the game. Makes sense. He's always been, in all the Final Fantasy games, the guy who's advanced. I want to say it's Ben King who did Stand By Me, but I'm going to have to look that up. But no, wasn't it a female at the very beginning of Final Fantasy 15? Ben King might be the original. Then who did the cover? Son of... I hate when my memory fades like this. Darling, darling, stand. Okay, who did it? Please work, Chrome. Florence and the Machines, holy crap. I couldn't remember Florence and the Machines. I couldn't remember Florence and the Machines. I'm more ashamed of that today than anything else. Despite, I told a couple of embarrassing stories today during the stream. I'm more embarrassed that I couldn't remember Florence and the Machines. Because I've got a lot of their music. I'm gonna no, I can't blame the fact that I've been streaming for 9 hours on that. I just have terrible memory. Wow. Nope. Just in shame right now. Silent shame. I'll admit, I'm not great when it comes to musicians' names. But come on. Okay, that's funny. Apparently in Final Fantasy XIV, the achievement for leveling up a blue mage is Dabba D. I guess they couldn't get the full lyrics to it. Dabba dee, dabba die. Very blue. Got a blue horse. Everything they see is blue. And a blue Corvette. And a blue little window. Like, I'm remembering bits and pieces of that song, but it's been so long. Like, that was back in the days of the Macarena. I'm sure a lot of people have forgotten about that one. But yeah, going back, there's a bunch of Final Fantasy games I need to play. Like, I bought Zodiac Age last Black Friday. Still haven't played that one. I've heard rave reviews about Zodiac Age. Like, a lot of people consider that one of the better Final Fantasy games. I need to find... The biggest problem is, for games like that, for RPGs, I need to find time to dedicate like 50 plus hours to a single game. And the way I play, I tend to not necessarily go for 100%, but I tend to try and get everything that you can. You need to play the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I haven't even bought that yet. I'm waiting for the second half of it to come out. Then I'll probably buy it. But I have no intention of buying a partial game and then being left on a cliffhanger. But yeah, Zodiac Age has a lot of rave reviews, and I want to play it, but I just can't find the time to dedicate... Which is funny, because I'm willing to spend hundreds of hours on Fall Guys, but I can't spend maybe 30, 40 on Final Fantasy XII. Now, that's fun. Apparently a lot of the achievements are references, like Dragoon Age. Now, here's the question. Is that a reference to Panzer Dragoon or Dragon Age? Or is it both? Like, who made Panzer Dragoon? Was that a Square game? I want to say that Panzer Dragoon might have been Square. Panzer Dragoon was Sega. My bad. You're the same way you like to explore and do quests? Yeah. I mean, that's what happened with me in in Assassin's Creed Origins. I started playing it, then as soon as the world opened up, I spent the next week just unlocking fast travel points, doing random side quests along the way, and then I got so over-leveled and burnt out, I kind of ignored the story. Leveling up the Black Mage is back in black. AC/DC? Now here's a question, do you get multiple achievements for certain levels? Like, is it a level 10 and then a max level? Or is it just once you get them to a certain level and that's just it for them? Because if they doubled up on achievements for characters, they could really go out there. And call it, I want it painted black. They could call, let's see, another black achievement name they could go for. There's a Johnny Cash song that's similar to that. Man in Black, I think it is. They could go for that. Ah, so that snowman's using my original strategy of trying to make pitfalls. Well, sorry to say, that doesn't really work as much as you think it will. But who am I to deny him his strategy? go for it. Who knows, he may have better luck with that strategy than I ever did. So every 10 levels, apparently. I'll read the rest of that message in a second. I really need to stop glancing at chat while I'm doing these finales. I'm not blaming y'all, but I have lost concentration a couple, not every time, a couple times I have lost concentration to the point where I shouldn't. Okay, leave that open where I can make a jump if I need to. Also need to learn the timing a lot better than I currently have it. Okay, he's coming this way. I need to scare him off. Otherwise he's gonna try and stay over here. Go over there. Yeah. Leave my island. This is mine. Oh god, he's gonna eat this up. Okay. I'm taking a risk. Oh! It's a big gamble here. Oh! Too many grunts. Oh god. Booyah, baby! Just in the nick of time, win number 256. That is 6 on the season. Okay. I barely won that. We were both down to the last tile. It was a matter of who knew how long those ice tiles lasted. I had a split-second advantage. Just barely. So apparently it's every 10 levels, but the achievement names is just achievement name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So it would be like Dragoon Age 1, Dragoon Age 2. Alright. They could have... That's a little bit disappointing. I feel like they could have gone a little bit further with that. Like once you reached Tier 5, gone completely crazy with it. Like start 1 through 4 as a simple reference. And then have 5, the end cap, as maybe self-referential to a different game of theirs. I don't know. Oh, I feel like I need a break after that one, because that was clutch. So I will be right back. I need to get something more to drink, and then we can continue on. Been going for over 8.5 hours, nearly 9 at this point. But we're not stopping yet. We're gonna keep on trucking. We're at 6 wins. Let's see how many we can get tonight. Be right back. And I'm back. I think I'm gonna... Oh. Wow. Okay, I think I'm gonna switch it back to the Gato Roboto. It was fun having the ugly sweater for one game, but that's all I kind of subscribe to, so... Unsubscribe, ugly sweater. Thank you. 9 hours I've been streaming. I mentioned this earlier that this might be my longest stream, but as I was going downstairs, I realized something. That's not true. Back in 2015, I did a would-be... Where's Gato Roboto? I did a would-be 24-hour stream that ended up getting cut short for various reasons. Like, I was getting extremely tired. The ghost pepper that I'd eaten was affecting me negatively. My stomach was completely just turned inside out. And my internet was not working as it should have. It was constantly disconnecting in the middle of... Oh, what was the game? It was Tales of Xillia. I was playing Tales of Xillia, and the internet just kept shutting down, like, kept disconnecting, was not able to get a stable connection. So I ended up having to cut it short. I think about 18 hours, was it? But yeah, my current record for longest stream is about 18 hours. Not breaking that record tonight, guarantee you that. I mean, we're halfway there now, but not going for 18 hours. I joked 12 hours at the beginning of the stream. I might do 12. That gives me another 3 hours of Fall Guys, but no. We're not going 18. You've done a 16-hour stream for Dead Rising. Oh, man. It's funny that the games that are like this, that you can just play over and over again, are a lot easier to stream long-term than an actual story-based game. And your record, and Automaton's record is 11 hours. Because it seems like the games that are like, oh, you know, I can just do one more thing, let me do one more game, one more round, one more zombie raid, one more little thing, then I'll be done. You end up pushing that further and further back till you lose track of time completely, and here it is, 16 hours for Agent Pi, 9 hours for me right now, but you do an RPG or a game like, I don't know, Assassin's Creed, you do a game like Uncharted, and you end up like, you know what, 3 or 4 hours, that's about enough for me, I've reached a certain story beat, this is a good stopping point, and we can continue next time. No, it's these endless games that you're always just one more, for hours on end. They draw you in. Whoops. Right, you know what? We're gonna experiment right now. I'm gonna see if I can learn the pattern. Bottom left, middle, bottom right. And then what was it after that? I'm throwing this match. Bottom left, middle, bottom right. Followed by left... What was that? Bottom left, middle, bottom right. Sides, upper right, upper left. Okay, bottom left, middle, bottom right. Sides, upper right, upper left. That is the pattern that this goes through. If we can memorize that, good luck to me, then I might have better luck in the future. Alright. That's not saying that slide isn't faster. I still think doing the slide is quicker, but... Again, I've mentioned this before. Weeks from now, months from now, when the meta changes, and it absolutely will, people are going to be going for the middle. How did I still qualify? I spent a good 30 seconds memorizing the pattern of those boxing gloves, and I still qualified? How? How? I had no right to qualify. I had thrown that match. I had resided in myself that I was not going to qualify past round 1. I'll take it. but I didn't deserve it. So bottom left, middle, bottom right. The sides, same time, top right, top left. Up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right. So Dead Rising 1 has a survival mode where you have to play non-stop, no saving. Oh god, that sounds like horror. There are 2 achievements for it, 5-Day Survivor, which is 10 hours, and 7-Day Survivor, which is 16. Oh my good lord. Now, please tell me there's at least pausing in that. Just because there's no saving doesn't mean there can't be pausing. Like, I can't imagine trying to play 16 hours straight of anything without at least a small break to go to the bathroom or get something to eat. You have to give yourself time for that. That sounds irresponsible by the devs. Like, I know in Days Gone there's a couple of modes that require you to play for a long time for their challenge mode. But again, yeah, you can pause. So I really hope the devs allowed for that. Yeah, you absolutely cannot dive unless you're on that slide. Okay, please stop ping pong. Well, okay, so that time I could dive. Where's the inconsistency? Why? Yeah, it's 16 hours with no saves. They have to let you pause. Like, I know Dark Souls doesn't let you pause. Yeah, it sounds irresponsible. There's... Like, how did that pass testing? Oh my god, testing. Imagine getting it like 15 hours and then there being a game-breaking glitch or just any type of glitch after 15 hours. It's one thing to screw up at the 15-hour mark. That's your own fault. You can get mad at yourself. But if you're in the 15-hour mark and something unexpected happens and the game glitches, that's on the devs. That's their fault. That's them you can get mad at. So that means that people in QA had to test that one specific mode to make sure that they could play it 16 hours straight without any game-breaking glitches. So technically there is pausing, which is good to hear, and I'm going to read the rest of that after this round. But yeah, at least there is pausing. I can't imagine the amount of QA that would have to go through that. Because you'd have to go for 16 hours. I mean, people look at game testing like it's some golden, like, goose. That, oh, yeah, you know, I'm going to be a game tester and I'm going to play all these games for hours on end and get paid for it. That's the fun bit. The thing they don't think about is that, yeah, but you're going to have to play this one specific bit over and over and over again until you can duplicate certain bugs so that they don't happen for the actual players. It's very repetitive work that gets mind-numbing and definitely strains your soul. It is not a fun job. Makes you think of super long speed runs. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, a lot of these speedrunners have to do certain, like, there are some games out there where they can save at certain points and then repeat certain segments over and over until they master them. But there are some games, I think like Last of Us, where yes, you can save, but if you reload, the game's going to be completely different from a load point than it is from a regular play. I saw, oh, who is it? I can't remember the name, but it's a Last of Us speedrunner who was showing off the game, and in it he was showing off how certain enemies act and respond differently whether or not it's a regular game playthrough or if it's loaded from a save. So you have to account for that if you're a speedrunner. What is his name? I'm not good with names today. If I want to watch it, the completionist has done 2 videos on that Dead Rising 1 achievement. I think I'm fine without dedicating 16 hours. I might fast forward to the final 10 minutes, but I don't think I have time to set aside 16 hours to watch one achievement hunter. Oh man. That's gotta be mind-numbing though. Again, going back to, it's one thing if you mess up at the 15-hour mark, but if a glitch happens... Going back to talking about broken controllers. Yeah. I can see a broken controller after that. Oh yeah, and that was on the original 360 too. Oh god. And that controller was a brick. You throw that, it's going through a wall. And into the next room. Okay, but technically there is pausing, but the way that it works is as time goes down, your health is also going down. You have time to take a break, but hopefully you have items in your inventory. So even if you pause, the time continues to tick. That doesn't seem right. So many red rings, too. I forgot about those. Oh, good lord. That is a terrible trophy. Or achievement. Why are the devs monsters? Why do they hate their players so much? Okay, so as we learned, bottom left, middle, bottom right. Okay, that works if I time it correctly. Okay, wait for it to go down. That's what I need to do. It only works if I wait for it to go down. Okay. Bottom left, middle, bottom right. Top right. It takes about 2 seconds to go back down. But yeah, I still think going through the slide is faster now. But in a few weeks, it may not be. Now see, now I didn't qualify. Now, here's where I deserve not to qualify. Didn't deserve to qualify last time either. That was a bad generation for gaming, because the PlayStation had the yellow light of doom, too. I mean, the PS5 apparently has issues as well. I've heard issues like loud fans, but nothing like console bricking. Oh wait, no, there was an issue with a couple people complaining that if you put your PS5 into rest mode, it might brick. Forgot about that. So many of these people end up launching these systems and these games long before they're long before they're ready. Case in point, No Man's Sky or Cyberpunk. Launched way before they are ready. Not enough testing. Never be an early adopter. Exactly, same for me. Never be an early adopter. You buy something early, you're a public beta tester. Also, you wait a year for like a console, then chances are that console is now going to have more games to play. At launch, okay, you've got 3 or 4, but some of those games are also on the older systems. Cyberpunk's probably a bad example because its PS4 version runs like crap. But wait a year. Guinea pigs, exactly. Just wait a little bit, and by the next year, the price of the game, price of the system, it'll go down. and you no longer have to worry about being a beta tester for any issues that might arise. Like, people who are playing Cyberpunk right now, they're testing out and finding all the little bugs in there. 1 year from now, it might run... I say might because, again, the PS4 is very bad. It might run smooth, it might not. But at least you have a year's worth of experience and a year's worth of community tickets on Reddit and other sites that say, okay, here's the issue I had, here's how I dealt with it. So unless you want to be the person who's posting on Reddit about complaints about how certain things aren't working, hoping to get answers from people, wait a year. The game's not going anywhere. It'll still be here. Yes, you might have to worry about people spoiling the game, but that's a price that's needed to be paid. Wow, really? Again, I might not qualify. This map has been doing me injustice. Yeah, maybe like a slum version. Although you also run the risk of it being like the PS3, where the original PS3s had backwards compatibility with the PS2, and then future models did not. Wow, I didn't even qualify for round 1. I don't even know what I did wrong there. I know I fell off the flipper multiple times, but still. Alright, I can change the Twitch stream now to 256. Yeah, maybe a short version for the PS5. One that doesn't look like an air purifier. Or a router. Get rid of those sharp, like, fins on the top. Make it more smoothed out. I mean, at least the Xbox made... That's one thing I gotta give them credit for. Xbox actually made fun of their own design. They made an actual, real-life refrigerator. I think they made 3. They made actual refrigerators that looked like the Xbox Series X1, whatever it's called. Xbox One Series X? No. An ice cream sandwich. Yeah. Wait, what is the new... Like, if they should have learned from the Wii U. You give a system a terrible name, a lot of people are going to be confused and they're not going to buy it. The Xbox One... yeah, it's just called Xbox. Or the Xbox Sex. Xbox Series X. And then there's a Series Y, I think there is, which is supposed to run roughly the same, but doesn't have a disk drive? And is like $200 or $150 cheaper? Yeah, the biggest thing is PlayStation has it right. It's called the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plakia! Dude! How are you doing, man? No! Plakia! Oh! Who are you in Ni no Kuni? I feel like we forgot about what you were in Ni no Kuni. We were talking about this earlier. I know for a fact I named something after you. I like how you enter the chat and the first thing I ask you is, what are you in Ni no Kuni? Oh, but how are you doing, man? You watched the stream of Xbox Day 1 and it was bad? I can't say I'm surprised. I know that the launch of the Oh yeah, the Xbox One was pretty bad. Oh no, you're talking about the new one. Well, see, now we're getting confused. I don't know if you're talking about the new one, the Xbox One, the last gen Xbox One or the new gen Xbox Series X. Because I know the Xbox One had a terrible launch. I watched a stream of that from, Far From Subtle. They did an unboxing and a launch video of that, and it was a terrible show. Nothing was working. Games freezing and everything. Oh god, memory game. Grape Orange. We've done the memory game twice today. Both times I've lost. The current Xbox. You were a cat. That's a third person we've thought was a cat. I can't remember, that's the problem. But yeah, I'm doing well. For the most part, I'm doing well. Orange, cherry, grape. No, apple, cherry, grape. Apple, cherry, grape, orange. Apple, cherry, grape, orange. Do it in a counterclockwise fashion. Or it was a bunny. That sounds more right. Because Velvet was the cat. Grape, orange, cherry. What else is there? Grape, orange, cherry, melon. Grape, orange, cherry, melon. I didn't see a banana. I'm gonna have to rely on them. Please don't steer me wrong. Okay. I remembered 4 of them. It might have been a bunny. Like, if it was, there was, I believe, 2 types of bunny in Ni no Kuni. And I feel like if you were a bunny, you were the robot rabbit. Or the steampunk rabbit. Oh, it took them half the stream just to install Assassin's Creed. Oh my god. Well, the big problem is a lot of these games are massive these days. You're looking at like 100 gigabyte plus. So it's gonna take a while, but like, how long was half the stream? We talking like 2 hours or? Yeah, I think you might have been a Robo Rabbit or a Steampunk Rabbit. I'm glad you're doing well. Glad you were doing well. Sorry, I've been going for over 9 hours. Like, my words are slurring at this point. This is legitimately the most I have talked in over 4 years. Okay, we've got 3. As long as we can maintain at least 2, we're safe. Okay, just maintain 2. That's all we need. There we go. Bounce it up. I've had very good bounces today. You remember you completely missed... Oh, I'm gonna have to read that in a second. You completely missed the stream, and you spent 2 hours... skimming through the VOD looking for it. Because it was your honor... No. It's my honor to have you in the chat. The fact that I even have y'all watching me is an honor. Especially after all the breaks I've taken on YouTube. I honestly don't deserve it. I don't deserve having, like, fans and viewers like y'all. It's insane to me. My commentary isn't even that great, that's the thing. Over 12 hours, oh my god. How does a game take 6 hours? So half of that would be a 6-hour install time. I'm glad you could stop by. I'm glad to have you here. The authentic family. No. I have to come up with a better name. Like, the authentic deli is a crazy thing that I just came up with because of Ni no Kuni. But like, it's the type of thing that a streamer does one thing and then suddenly that's what they're known for. So they have to run with it. I got no problems running with the authentic deli. In fact, I mentioned this earlier that I'm considering doing a subscriber icon that's just a sub sandwich for anyone who subs. Just to go with the theme. Oh no, if you are awake at 3 AM, go to sleep. Don't let me keep you up. The VOD will be here, I'll upload it to YouTube, you'll be fine. Honestly, you won't be missing too much. Work is far more important, trust me. But yet, over 12 hours compared to the PS5 day one, where it streamed, or where it installed stuff super fast. I wonder if it was just that one Xbox, or if they're all that bad. You can't sleep anyway. Insomnia? I would hate to be the cause of someone getting, like, no sleep. I know I've had sleeping problems before. I end up taking melatonin for it, but it doesn't always work. Oh! I will not blame the chat for that one. Like, the one guy who does music covers did a couple videos of him reprogramming his doorbell to play different music, and now he's the doorbell guy. Yeah. That seems what happened. That seems to be what happens. You do one thing once. Your dogs are running back and forth. My cats are like that. They're... I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. No, I don't think I would have. So, a couple of years ago, back in 2018... Yeah, 2018, I adopted two cats. Trinket and Vash. Brother and sister. And Vash is an incredibly loud cat. He will run back and forth from one room to the next as loud as he can, and just... It's like a gridiron type thing in football. Running from one side, tapping a corner, running to the next, tapping back and forth. He's like ping-ponging himself from one room to the next. I don't know why he does it, but he does it frequently, and it is so loud. So I know exactly what you're going through with a dog running back and forth. And this is a fat cat, too. Like, he's only 2 years old. I think he's like 12 pounds. Compared to his sister, who's probably maybe 7, 8. He's the chubby one. He's also the incredibly spoiled one, too. Oh, man. I was the first one you found on YouTube. That is an honor. You really... Yeah. No, that is an honor, man. Thank you. Like, for me, that's Deceased Crab. I was doing a school project, and I ended up looking up a playthrough of... I can't remember what it was. but it was something that the Deceased Crab was doing. I watched him and I got hooked on Let's Plays in general. Cave Story, that's what it was, Cave Story. They're tiny dogs, but they sound like adult humans. Yeah. That makes sense. That tracks. They've got those heavy feet. That's what happens. Yeah, Caves. I never beat Cave Story. I made it to the final boss. That's one of those games where you play it all the way through, you reach the final boss, and you can't beat it. It was, I think, 3 or 4 bosses in a row. I was able to beat 2 of them, I think, and then just couldn't beat the final boss. Couldn't do it. Slim Kirby, oh man, he was a classic. Did he manage to do every Mario Party? I know for a while he was doing every Mario Party chronologically, and then at some point in time he stopped. I don't know if he ever managed to do the Wii U one. But around that time, it was the Runaway Guys. They started doing Mario Party. Yeah, man, ROM hacks were a huge rabbit hole. It was amazing to see what the community was actually was able to make. And now you have games like Super Mario Maker, which take that exact same style of gameplay. You see those automated levels, and those are extremely popular. And then those Kaizo-like levels, I haven't seen enough of Mario Maker to know how deep it gets, but you definitely have a lot of people making Kaizo-style levels. Now the downside is that because it isn't officially licensed Nintendo product, you can't really put in custom music like you could for the ROM hacks. But still, I can imagine putting hundreds of hours into that game. So he's currently doing a Mario Party Top 100. Interesting. Yeah, but back then, ROM hacks. Dude. I think, even before I even knew about Let's Plays, ROM hacks were... like, it was the automated levels. I remember, I think it was Don't Stop Me Now. Someone did a Mario ROM hack level, an automated level, to the music of Queen. To Don't Stop Me Now. No. Bohemian Rhapsody is what it was. It's just so incredible what they managed to do back then. Because each thing they hit, similar to Mario Paint, had a very specific note to it. And they were able to match it perfectly to certain songs. That was a crazy rabbit hole. And that was back in early YouTube days, like early 2000s. Really, you've seen some really evil ones on Super Mario Maker. I feel like when I buy a Switch, that's absolutely going to be one of the first games I buy. Like, I've been holding off on buying a Switch for the longest time, but there's just so much replayability in a Mario Maker game that it's definitely worth the price. Oh god, I've dived now, I can't stop diving. But I feel like, in addition to the fact that I'm not willing to put out the money for a Switch, is that I also have a massive backlog as it is. It's like trying to justify a purchase of something that, as fun as it would be to experience a couple games, I mentioned this last night to the people there that my backlog is massive. I have nearly 1,000. It's not 1,000. I checked it this morning. My backlog is close to 600. But with a backlog that massive, it's hard to justify buying a new system. No, it doesn't look like Tui's in chat, but I mentioned it to Tui last night. Yeah, the Switch definitely has some good games. Like at the top of my list right now for Switch games, I want Mario and Rabbids. I want to play Mario and Rabbids. Forget about Luigi's Mansion 2, which I also want. No, Luigi's Mansion 3, which I really want to play, or the new Paper Mario game. Mario Rabbids. That is at the top. Hey, welcome back, DT. How are you doing today? Told you, I'd be streaming for a long time. 9 hours later. Yes, we have a good team. These guys know the usefulness of the punching box. Oh yeah, the You Spin Me Right Round automated level, yeah. Although I have some bad experiences with that song based on a... What do you call it? Not a creepypasta. One of those shock videos. Early days of YouTube. And it wasn't even YouTube. Early days of the internet. You spin me right round, baby. I mean, it's fairly tame compared to the other shock videos on the internet, but for an early introduction was not what I wanted to see. Oh, you got Mario and Rabbids a couple days ago. I'm jealous. Because unlike a game like XCOM, where a 90% chance, or a 90% shot has a... Let me rephrase that. A 90% accuracy shot has a 90% chance to fail, Mario and Rabbids is 50-50 on everything. So they're a lot more lenient with things. But no, Mario and Rabbids, I so want to play that. Yeah, it's a good thing you haven't. Those aren't fun. They stick with you in your brain. Back in the day, though, it wasn't even a rabbit hole you wanted to go down. It was people trolling each other. Like, here's a link to this one thing. Gotcha, it's really not. I mean, Rick Rolls was essentially what it became, but Rick Rolls are incredibly tame. It's like, oh no, you Rick rolled me. I'm listening to this song again. That's slightly annoying. Let me just close it out. Oh right, Mario and Rabbids had DLC too, didn't it? Like, wasn't the DLC Donkey Kong? Oh, they could have done so much with that franchise. I mean, I feel like they probably still could. I was just surprised that Nintendo partnered up with Ubisoft. And then they partnered up again with Ubisoft. No, it wasn't Ubisoft. They partnered up with that Star game that I can't remember the name of with Fox. And they put him in that game. Did see the Baka something anime. I really need to stop trying to read chat while I'm doing this level, because there's so much slippery ice. It's one thing not to see where I'm going on a race level. It's another thing entirely on a finale. that's instant elimination. Okay. Learn the timing on these. Like, they have a second after they start shaking where you're safe. It's a matter of finding out how many milliseconds. Oh, they're gonna cut me off. Nope, I just screwed myself. Wait, did I? Nope, didn't make it. Oh yeah, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, he had a lot of platforms left to work with. I had no way of beating him. Starlink, that's the one. But yeah, I was surprised when they did a crossover with Starlink. But Nintendo's been doing a lot these past few years. They've been branching out. I mean, they did something with Lego. They literally made Mario Lego. What? I think I've missed that news announcement. Nintendo partnered with Xbox. When and for... Oh, wait, you're talking about Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, right, okay. About to say, when did they do that?